Did you see all those looks we were getting? I'm used to the fearful glances, but that was different, Brandy says, as she locks the luggage locker. Well, once on the run Cali princess with a full Deathworlder escort strolling publicly, as if it's completely normal, is going to do that, Simone points out, as she takes a seat in the common area. Still on the run, considering the price in her head, Thorn corrects, while scanning through cupboards and vents with this glowing cyan eye. We may be running in the other direction, but the rest of the universe ain't clued in yet. Be sure we use that fact if we can. Indeed, though I'm certain my re-emergence is bound to ignite rumours and speculation as to the why. No doubt I will be closely monitored once we arrive. Speaking of which, Thorn? Chuck says, turning to look at the older Terran for a confirmation. Haven't picked up on any bugs, but I'd still keep the more sensitive goblin to a minimum, Thorn replies, before pressing a panel to open the complimentary snack and beverage fridge. There's more than a few ways for nosy pricks to listen in. Understood, Jack agrees. Can't be too careful. Yup, gonna be a boring ride. Anyone want a fancy snack that's really just cheap crap with a pretty package? Thorn offers with a chuckle. Yo, Simone indicates with a lifted hand, to which expertly catches a flung crinkly bag. Here, Troy follows, narrowly snatching a wrapped item darting straight for his face. Ha! Cold drink, Devon requests, to which a cylindrical container is tossed on the seat next to him. Oh, we have crunch stack. Much crunch, Miki demands, as she waves her clawed hand wildly. Crunch it is, Thorn replies, before tossing it back extra high, sending Mika up to catch it in mid-air. I'm good for now, haha! Brandy tries to decline before another launch drink finds itself juggling in her hands. After she gets a firm grasp on it, she gives the smirking old man an unamused stare. You, princess? Thorn offers. Are you going to throw it at me? Chap responds in concern. Who knows? The older Terran teases with a wink. The Callie and Terran maintain a mutual stare-off, and the playful tension rises within the room. Cold tea, please, Chuck finally says. Raising a night off, Thorn slowly pulls out the requested item. Then, with an underhand toss, sends it in an easy arch. Reaching out with all four limbs, the Callie catches it with a relieved sigh. Thank you, she chirps. No problemo, Thorn grunts, while picking out his own prize before setting himself down. You know, in all my years of getting into bands and crazy happenstance, never would I have expected to be in this one. Hell, seeing Simone all dressed up and proper alone is throwing me, he chuckles. Yeah, it's kind of uncanny in a way, Troy adds. Rolling her eyes, Simone bit into her snack. Guys, I dress like this all the time at the academy. It's not that weird. I'm just not a fan of how constricting these types of clothes feel, she argues. Bull, you wear snug leather jackets as a staple, Brandy counters. Leather can be broken into. It stretches as you wear it, and gets to be a perfect, satisfying fit, the redhead says, as she adjusts her uniform coat. Yeah, well still. In the time we've known each other, I haven't seen you wear much else. When are we going to see you fit into a dress, huh? Brandy pushes. Troy snores and covers his mouth to suppress a laugh. He then reels away as Brandy sends him a death glare. Sorry, hard to imagine that and not see Simone hating every second of it, he defends. I think she might like it if she were to give it a try, Brandy says, as she points a scolding finger at the man. Guys, I've worn dresses before, Simone interjects. Both Brandy and Troy snap their attention to her with the utmost curiosity. Really? Do tell, Brandy pushes. Leaning to the side to rest her head on her fist, Simone eyes everyone, including the very clearly glowing red eyes of her fiancé. Well, the last time I wore a dress was at prom. If that counts, she exclaims with a shrug. Of course it does. Oh my goodness, that must mean there's images of you somewhere out there, Brandy excitedly says as she activates her lens. Simone sits up a bit, eyes widening in instant regret. Hey, now, okay, we really don't need to— Check! She starts to say, before noticing that the Callie is now also in search for the evidence on the net. Come on, seriously. It's all probably deleted data anyway. The colony didn't really— Got it, Devon voices, surprising everyone. Motherfucker, don't you dare— Simone begins to warn before everyone is sent the image files via messaging. Everyone else's lenses light up to view them all at once. Other than Simone, of course, who ends up leaning forward to bury her face in her hands. Oh my stars, Brandy whispers in disbelief. So you're a hunk even back then, Troy remarks. You were so cute, Chuck chirps in admiration.
Girl, did your father ever tell you to brush your hair? Brandy scoffed in a laugh. And what are those work boots? Oh my goodness. No, she squeals. Simone shakes her head as she still hides her burning red face. I don't know. Teen me really liked those boots. I wore them everywhere, she confesses in a muffled whine. That awkward smile is just precious, Thorn teases. Shut up, the redhead grumbles. The dress looks lovely, though, Brandy says, granting Simone some mercy. Other choices aside, you wore it well. I'm already thinking of ideas. What were you two planning on wearing for your wedding ceremony? Simone instinctively lifts her face to meet Chuck's gaze. Good question. Not sure, she answers, thankful to be off the prom topic. Question. What is a prom? Miki asks, to Simone's despair. It's an old-school dance tradition for some Terrans. My school had a few dances and festivals, but we didn't really do prom. Kinda a relic thing. Really only seen in ancient movies for the most part, Brandy answers. Ooh, youth dance? What does it celebrate? Coming of age? Nodrin inquires. Kinda. I suppose it is. It marks the end of the oldest grade in high school, Brandy answers, before her eyes land back on Simone. How was dancing in those boots, by the way? Fine, because I hardly dance at all. Boots will know I'm a hazard on the dance floor, the redhead says as she crosses her arms. Again, Ball, you're a trained Marine. Isn't leg coordination kinda important in hand-to-hand combat? Brandy contests. I wasn't a damn Marine at the age of 16, genius, and it's different. I haven't really danced since. Not like that, at least, Simone argues. Then maybe I ought to give you some lessons. I think seeing you and the little princess here dance on your wedding night would be wonderful, right, Jack? Brandy turns to the Kelly for support. Oh, yes, Chuck agrees, with both of her hearts racing each other. That would be wonderful. Her lowers then reach up to scratch at the sides of her head. Simone sees the glowing red eyes turn her way and takes a deep breath. Yeah, sure. Fine, she grunts. Excellent. I'll look into possible dress options for you too, Brandy notifies. Wait, you don't have to, Simone says, before Chuck chirps up in excitement. Ow! Here, we have a childhood friend of Simone helping to plan it all out. I'll share her contact information with you. The Cali bounces, already sending the information. That's perfect, Brandy accepts. Rubbing her brow, Simone huffs in a tired laugh. All right, well, she says, as she grunts up into a standing position. Have fun, but y'all are giving me a headache, so I'm going to go nap it off. Sorry, but I'll send you what I find. If anything catches your eye, let me know, Brandy replies, as the redhead passes her by. Troy steps up to Simone's side and playfully pats the back of her shoulder. Hey, if you feel self-conscious about it, then I'll wear a dress at your wedding too, he genuinely offers, though it takes Simone way off guard. Is that your way of asking to be my best man? She responds, hardly keeping her shocked laughter at bay. Nah, dude, I'm serious. We'll get, matching colours and shit. It'll be sick, he reaffirms. Simone stares at him for a few standard seconds. Troy, I fucking love that idea. She passes back in return before continuing on to the resting room to lie down. How's it fit? A voice calls from the other side of Simone's bedroom door. Better, I guess. The 16-year-old mumbles, just barely loud enough to be heard. Can I come in and see? Simone stares in the mirror for a few moments, trying to put on a good smile. Yeah, she replies. Sliding open the door, her elderly Terran neighbour woman steps on in. My. Looks like my little adjustments did the trick. Do a turn for me, would you? She asks. Nodding, the young lady lumbers in place to show the woman that everything fits. You look absolutely stunning, dear, though maybe we ought to run a quick brush on your head, the elderly woman says, gesturing her hand for her own grey head fur. No, thank you. I like it like this, Simone responds softly. Oh, all right then, hun. Do you have another pair of shoes that you could wear? I'd hate for you to trip while you're out having fun. If you like, we can see if any of my old pairs fit you. No, thank you, ma'am. These are comfortable. I'm not going to dance much anyway, Simone reassures, tapping her boots together as if they were ruby slippers. The expression on the woman is initially hesitant, but swiftly picks back up. No dancing? Well, I'm sure your prom date is going to have something to say about that, she winks. Did Sam say where she and her folks were coming to pick you up? In an hour, the redhead replies as her face flushes. Oh, good. Well, just in case you change your mind, I'll run next door and dig out some more shoes. If you're still hungry after getting home, I left some lasagna to reheat in your fridge, the woman informs. Thank you so much, Anne. I can pay you back if I hear back from... Simone replies. Don't fret about it, dear. I have more than I could possibly need at this point in my life. The woman dismisses, as she turns back around to leave. It was the weirdest thing. Anne had been their neighbour for as long as Simone can remember. She was always a bit scary to the redhead growing up because she always seemed angry. Even when talking to Simone's father, she acted a bit blunt in temperament, always grumbling and muttering when Simone would fall under her gaze, as if she resented her for some reason. Granted, Simone wasn't the nicest kid either, but she was just a kid. However, much like everything else, things changed dramatically between the two. Anne would visit often, almost every day by this point. Simone in turn finally got to see what the home of the scary neighbour looked like as well, which is pretty much like hers. It just smelled much more like floral detergent. Anne? Simone finds herself saying. The woman turns back. Yes, hon? Thank you, for the dress. It looks great, the teenager stammers, the red in her face reigniting. Anne's smile smoked up one side. You're very much welcome, sweetheart. I made my late Henry in it when I was about your age. I like to think it gives good luck, she replies. You're free to keep it if you like it. Simone's smile grows, but then fades back down. Thank you, but I got another call from the Union Academy. I think I'm going to accept, and I don't think they'll let me keep it, she says with a shrug. Ah, I see. It would be hard to see you go, hun, Anne says as she walks back up to the teenager, placing her hands on the girl's forearms. But such an opportunity for a full-paid scholarship and career doesn't come around for many out here. I think you're making the right choice. Go live your life, hun. Take risks, make mistakes, and see where you finally land. Simone's eyes start to wet, and her face twitches into a dour expression. I feel like I'm leaving him behind, she whispers on the brink, walls coming down. Covering the streaks of running makeup, Anne cups her incredibly soft hands on the girl's face. No, hun, no, she softly coos. Every bird leaves its nest, but you take what's left of him wherever you go. Because it's you, hun. All right? Simone reflexively nods, but her chest still felt like it was going to explode. It takes everything within her to not let all the building pressure out then, but her brain has been holding back so much, it forces her to involuntarily boil up. Her fears, her regrets, and her pain all mixed together, screaming to be heard by someone. He was supposed to teach me how to dance. He promised, Anne. And now I'm going to look like a big stupid idiot because I don't know how. He's supposed to be here. I don't know what to do without him, and I don't want to leave because this is what's left. I feel like I'm running away because it hurts so much being here, she rants in angry cries. Anne pulls the much taller teenager's head down to rest on her shoulder and hugs her, not caring about the smudging of makeup on her shirt. She allows the girl to run her course of this surging, released emotion, until the redhead collects herself again. You're not running away. You're living your life and choosing what's best for you. You're right, he should be here, but he's not. But that's neither of your faults. That's just life sometimes, the elderly woman says, almost sternly, allowing the teenager to pull away. I'm sorry, Simone sniffs. Don't be, hun. Anne sympathetically smiles, as she pulls out a wet wipe to start cleaning the teen's running makeup. We don't have time to reapply this back on, so how about we do something more simple and I'll give you a quick and dirty course on basic dancing before Sam comes knocking. Simone, it's time, Chuck's voice speaks, breaking the veil of sleep. Rubbing her face and sitting up, the Terran bites back a heavy yawn. Ah, shit. How long was I out? She asks. Oh, the whole jump, I'm afraid, but we figured you must have needed the sleep. You're still physically recovering after all, the Callie notifies. We will be landing shortly. Got it, Simone nods, before checking her head fur and adjusting it back into proper place. She stands and moves to a nearby wall mirror to check her work. Did you have any more weird dreams? Chuck inquires. The redhead utters as she stares into her reflection. No, actually. Pretty normal ones. Have I said any Manarian lingo lately? Not that I've heard. I'm hopeful that's a good sign. At the very least, it's not an apparent progressing condition, the princess replies. Well, it's not something that I'd expect to just go away. Could come and go. Just keep an eye on me, okay? Oh, shit, I forgot. Simone activates her lens in a hurry. Forgot what? Chuck chirps in concern. Projecting a visual call to the wall, Simone stands at the ready. After a few moments, the cranium of 7 comes into view. Greetings, Simone, and to you, Chuck. Have there been complications, they say. Nope, sorry, overslept. Everything is going as smooth as butter so far. How are the kids? Simone replies. SJ as well. They have started it to draw historical Terran animals, also called dinosaurs. However, with artistic liberty, have armed them with lasers. But fear not, They seem to be enjoying a positive social celebration, the bot reports. Jamie was initially very upset, vocalizing in his discontent constantly. However, with SJ's assistance, we have found ways to entertain and distract him while you're away. They are both sleeping in at the moment.
Dinosaurs with party lasers? I should look into that to see what SJ has been looking up on the net, Chuck mumbles.
Sorry. I hope he's not too much trouble. With any luck, we shouldn't be away for more than a few days, weeks tops. Have they been eating all right? The redhead questions. Indeed. In fact, Jamie has proven Fern to be very food-motivated, very helpful all for his care and temperament, Seven assures. That's good. Thanks again for sitting. Hate for this to be so short, but we gotta go. I'll call back when it's safe to do so.
Bye, Seven,
Chuck waves. Understood. Farewell and good luck. You can trust the children under my care. Just focus on saving the galaxy and coming back, the bot says, with blinks of the cranium lights. You bet, Simone says, before the call ends. Stepping out of the transit station and to a connected yard of parking platforms, the gang looks up to the pillars of skyscraper-like structures that connect fully into a distant ceiling, all of which are interconnected via a network of crossing bridges and sky tunnels. Personal transport crafts flow around in streams of constant traffic, like an army of traversing flying ants. There's a general hum of technology and life in the air, to which tasted especially crisp for it being artificially generated.
Just as I remember it,
Chuck speaks, noticing the awe of her present company. And I thought Vapor Perna was impressive, Simone says with her tusk raised. We're gonna get so lost, Troy adds with the same tone of voice.
Much lost. Yes, Norton agrees.
And this is just a sector of the outer hub. Lots more to see, Thorne comments. With that, Chuck takes the lead, guiding the group towards a designated platform. With a few moments on her lens, the centre of the platform opens up, and an off-white vehicle ascends into view.
Welcome to the centre of Central, the CSH, the oldest and largest station in the galaxy, the princess introduces, as the side of the vehicle scrolls open to allow access. This will be our personal transport. For now, I recommend we rely on the automated navigation.
Good call. I'd hate to have to personally drive through that traffic, Brandy says, before stepping on first. Reminding Simone of the transport craft she rode on in Vapor Perna, she is pleasantly surprised to find the inward-facing seating to be far more comfortable. Where to first? Simone asks.
We have been granted temporary diplomatic class accommodations. We should head there first and ensure it's safe, Chuck replies, as everyone settles in.
Min and Devon and I have more work to do. Shouldn't be an issue, Thorne says, as he fully leans back in his seat.
We meet Grat Ambassador today, maybe? Norton proposes. Perhaps, but let's first get our bearings. I'm also expecting us all to have cordial welcome upon landing, the princess advises, as the craft lifts up into the air.
Yep, the local net is buzzing about us on our arrival, Devon confirms, as he works through a datapad and his lens. Second only to the Squilla business. Gotta say, a lot of eyes are gonna be on us. Act accordingly. He turns to look at the female Grat, obliviously sitting backwards in her seat, to watch out the window as the vehicle flies. Simone adjusts herself in her seat, feeling unease. This could all go wrong in so many ways, especially since covering their trail in a place like this seems nearly impossible. For a moment, she almost regrets the plan altogether. Chuck then takes hold of the Terran's hand with her own. Confidence in their mission blazing in her eyes, she communicates to her fiancé that she is in her element, and to trust her. Could we stop at a fly-through or something on the way there? Troy asks, breaking the tension. Looking out upon the bustling CSH traffic, an older Terran man contemplates as he deactivated his lens. His bright, focused, aged eyes almost seem to glaze as he considers the next step. Reaching at his side, he picks up a shallow glass of bourbon, resting on a desk surface, and takes a smooth, slow sip. With a smack of his lips, he hums a droning tune, his mind made up. The door behind him then slides open, allowing his subordinate to enter. Admiral, sir. Intel was spot on. They're here. The arrival updates. Harkon swirls the drink in his hand, and taps his pointer finger on the rim. The operation will continue as planned. Give Ember the green light. Basket of birds, one stone.